Oh my God, finally a shooting in Chicago that doesn't involve a teenager. This is gonna be great. It's good to be here. The world, terrible times we're living in, so, you know. I'll tell you what's a bad job is cop. That's a tough job, right? You got all that power, but they don't pay you enough. You got a badge and a gun, but you make sometimes less than a teacher. Can you imagine risking getting shot every day and you only make a little bit more than a cop? We call that the old switcheroo in showbiz. No, cop is tougher than teacher. You know how I know that? There's no substitute cop. That's not true. White women. But anyway, I was talking to a friend. He said, you know what's going to help all that police brutality is these body cams. I was like, wow, sounds like you've never seen the show Cops. That show was basically police brutality, but with sponsors. Every episode was like, that guy's on crack. Let's beat the shit out of him. Brought to you by Axe Body Spray. I saw an article the other day. It said the movie Snow White is now problematic. And it's like, all right. Look, if a movie is 75 plus years old, let's just assume there's a few problems. And of course I read the article and it said, look, the movie is problematic because he kisses her and she's sleeping. There's no consent. And I was like, all right, but it was a quick kiss and it saved her life. It's not, I don't think that movie has ever inspired a sexual assault. If you pass out and you get kissed by a prince, it's not exactly the worst case scenario, you know? If you're unconscious, that is most likely not who's gonna kiss you. Some of it seems ridiculous. Dr. Seuss last year, they were like, he's canceled. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's dead. I don't know. There were people spending thousands of dollars on the racist Dr. Seuss books for I don't know what occasion. I don't know when you break those out. Daddy, will you read me Cat in the Hat? He's like, nah, I got the good shit. We're gonna do a little Jew in the zoo tonight.
Fans of Dr. Seuss are disappointed after a racist cartoon has come to light.
It does taint a little bit of his image in my mind.
If you're a non-Jew in a concentration camp, I bet you were looking around like, is there someone I can talk to? I think a mistake has been made. I watched too many of those Holocaust documentaries, and I was watching that one, this awful Nazi. This guy, they named him Ivan the Terrible, one of the worst human beings ever, gassed more Jews than anyone. There were people that swore his innocence. They were like, it's not him. He's never even gotten a speeding ticket. I was like, it's him. If you're a war criminal trying to keep a low profile, you're going to be very careful at every intersection. Been on the road a lot, been traveling every week. I was going through security recently at the airport in New York, and they have a giant sign as you're going through security that just said 9/11, never forget. And I was like, I can't forget before I board the flight. You can't give me 3.5, 4 hours of maybe blocking that one out?
Buzz! We missed the truck! We're not aiming for the truck!
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. I should have never posted the video.
My favorite people, you ever talk to someone, they're progressive, but they don't have the lingo down? Those are the best. I was talking to a guy about a trans person we both know, and he goes, I fully support it. I mean, I'll play along. I was like, I don't think that's what they're going for. I don't think you're scoring a lot of points walking up to a trans person. Sure. Honey, come here, this one's believable. This is crazy. I was mad about the trans swimmer Leah Thomas who kept winning races. He said, this is messed up, man. I said, I call bullshit. He goes, exactly. I said, no, that you care about women swimming. I've known you for quite some time. I've never heard you mention it. And he said, what if I have a daughter? And I said, you won't. You're 55 and you have a roommate. I don't think it's going to happen for you. He said, what if I raise a girl who turns out to be an Olympic swimming champion? I said, if you can find someone dumb enough to let you come inside her, I can pretty much guarantee that kid is not going to grow up to be a winner, okay? TikTok is crack, that stuff. It's not good for you. You know the feeling when you put down a book and you're like, Whenever I get off TikTok, it's the exact opposite feeling. I'm on there for 20 minutes, I get off and I'm like, what just happened? And they get this algorithm that's for you, so it hooks you. It's whatever you like, it keeps you on. Apparently what I like is men eating sandwiches. They just keep, usually in a car of some sort. They often rate the sandwich. I get a lot of dudes just in a car like, we're going to see if Wendy's fast food is overrated or underrated. Then you just watch, properly rated. I'm like, that's all he does? 19 million views? Then he's like, next up, Domino's. And I'm like, I do want to see how it's rated, honestly. I understand the appeal. TikTok, Facebook, and or Meta. I'm sorry, they're Meta now. They changed. Like we're supposed to forget all the horrible things they've done to all of us. The stealing our data. They're like, we're Meta. That wasn't us. We're Meta now. Not good, our relationship with the phone and the computer. I mean, I definitely have watched too much porn in my life. It's not great, right? You notice when you get set up on dates, this girl was trying to set me up, and she goes, what's your type? And I was like, busty, neighbor, hand job? She's like, what? Sorry, forgot you were in a search engine. I never feel good after I watch it. Every time I watch a porn, I'm like, ugh. Same time tomorrow. But that was just disgusting.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't feel represented in these films. I've never seen one where the guy is 90 seconds in, I'm gonna come, and then the woman is like, that's okay. Then he's like, all right, let me lay here for a second. I had pad thai for lunch, so. What do you guys think? One night stand sex or relationship sex? What's the preference?
One night.
Right there, why do you prefer it, sir?
Easy, no attachment.
No attachment, all right. I could have guessed by the backwards cap, I suppose, but that's a loud jacket. What is that jacket?
Oh, my buddy gave me it, I like it.
Your buddy gave you that's an interesting friendship.
All I can tell you, sir, is that he's gay.
Are these your friends here too, or you don't know them?
No, these are just some guys we met tonight.
All right. Maybe you play your cards right, you might get another jacket. It's tough. Single is tough. It's tough to, I like relationship sex because when you finish, you're like, oh, good. Isn't that crazy to come and not be miserable? Every time I come, I get that post-nut clarity, like, what have I done? You think that happens to pedophiles? My type is depressed women. Huh? My friend was like, you like that? And I said, no, but that's who keeps showing up. So that's time to own it. There's something about depressed women, though. I always assume they have more depth. Does that make sense? Like, she's so sad. I'm like, she must feel deeply. And then we hang out. I'm like, nah, just a bummer. I get turned on, though. I'm like, how are you? She's like, terrible. I'm like, this chick gets it, dude. She sees through the bullshit that is life. Depression, though, it's tough. I told my mom I was depressed once years ago, and she goes, but you're so tall. I'm in therapy, obviously, Yeah, thank you. I'll tell you, why not? Drinking's good, too. I do drinking and therapy is a good balance. Because bartenders are basically therapists. They listen, they take your money. Sometimes they even tell you when it's time to go. I'll take it a step further. A bartender will give you a free round every once in a while. I've never met a therapist that cool. I don't mean to be too crass here, but my jizz has started to lose its oomph. It used to shoot out of my penis like an Avenger. Now it hobbles out like a musician on his farewell tour. My neck is messed up. I had 2 herniated discs. I'm sitting on the subway because I'm in a lot of pain. I'm sitting down. This older lady walks over to me. She goes, in my day, a man would give his seat to a woman. And I said, we've come a long way, haven't we? I'm very progressive. No, I went to the doctor. He said, it's C5 and C6. It's pretty bad. You got to get that checked out. And he said, no going down on a woman for a while because of your neck. And I was like, that made me feel kind of cool. I was like, clearly that's what brought me in here, doc. Sometimes a woman will ask me to go down her, and I say I will not, and I have a doctor's note from Mount Sinai. So my body it's going downhill. I don't mean to be too crass here, but my jizz has started to lose its oomph. Huh? It used to shoot out of my penis like an Avenger. Now it hobbles out like a musician on his farewell tour. Like, I think I went from Iron Man to Neil Young. What the hell happened?